A huge shift is coming to the housing market in 2025, and sellers, you need to be prepared for this. So let's jump right into it. Right now, we are in a housing freeze. High mortgage rates, economic uncertainty, and low inventory have created a market that feels almost paralyzed. There are a lot of sellers that are hesitant to actually put their home on the market right now, and there are a lot of sellers who have their home on the market and they're in these areas that have become more of a neutral to a buyer's market, and they are just sitting and they're not getting showings, they're not getting offers, and they're in some cases having to continue to reduce the price of their homes. A big reason why sellers feel frozen right now is because they're locked into these low interest rates and they don't want to then sell their house and buy something at a higher interest rate, which makes a lot of sense. According to Bank of America, they believe that we're going to be stuck in this housing freeze until 2026. But I believe we're going to see a break in the ice in 2025, and I'm going to get into that specifically in this video. But back to what the economists at the Bank of America are saying. They warn that the US housing market is stuck, and we're not convinced it will become unstuck until 2026 or later. They believe that home prices are going to stay high and continue to go higher, which I believe that as well, but that is not for everyone all across the US. So I look at my market all the time. I'm always analyzing what is happening in the greater Philadelphia market. The prices have been high. They have continued to go up since 2020, and they have no signs of actually coming down. But if you're talking to someone who's living in Florida that was affected by the past two hurricanes and their homeowners insurance has gone up and they have their home on the market, and for the most part, they are reducing the price because they are having trouble finding buyers to actually purchase their property. Now, a lot of people believe that when interest rates come down and unlock some of these sellers from the freeze, then they are going to, in turn, list their home and buy something else, and potentially the prices will go down. But that generally does not happen all over. It might happen in certain locations, but it absolutely does not happen all over the place. Where I live, in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, it is a very desirable place to live. So there are a lot of people who want to actually buy a property here. The inventory is still very low. Prices are still going up. So when interest rates do come down in 2025, that means that more people are going to list their home and then purchase a home. And that means that when there is slightly more inventory, the thought process is, wow, if there's more inventory and those buyers come back, then potentially those home prices are going to come down. Now, like I said, this does happen in some markets, but it doesn't happen everywhere. But if there's more inventory and more buyers come out, there's going to be more demand. And with more demand, that means that sellers can get more for their home. Now, if you're listing your property in an area where there's less demand, then that's when you're going to see prices go down, like we have been seeing in places such as Florida and some parts of Texas as well, and some other parts in the US. One of the biggest problems right now is housing affordability, and first-time home buyers specifically. They make up a large portion of buyers in the US for homes like yours that are on the market or going to be coming to the market. And if it's difficult for them to afford housing because of high mortgage rates, high homeowners insurance, and high property taxes, then that's going to continue the freeze that we're seeing. And what's really going to break the ice and drive the market forward in 2025, in my personal opinion, is interest rates coming down. And that's what I want to talk about right now. The second key point to this is mortgage interest rates, which have gone down in the past couple of months, but then they have gone back up as of right now. So there is a lot of uncertainty in the US right now. We have the election coming up. We don't know where interest rates are going. We don't know when the inventory is going to come off. We don't know if more home builders are going to build more properties in 2025, which is another factor that will increase inventory. And then we have the fact that everything is so unaffordable. Inflation has been low. It's at around 2.4%, but that's not the issue. The issue isn't high inflation right now. The issue is that everything else is so expensive in the US. When you look at gas, it is coming down, but it's still high. When you look at utilities, they're high. When you look at grocery prices, they're still high. These are the things that need to change to make owning a home more affordable for these first-time home buyers or even second-time home buyers, right? Because if you are considering selling your home, there is a very, very, very good chance that you're also going to be buying one as well. And if you have that low interest rate that's keeping you stuck or frozen, and you don't want to sell and get rid of your 3% interest rate and then go buy something at 6% or 6.5% or 7%, then you're going to want to wait for when they go down. And a lot of economists believe that interest rates are going to go down in 2025. Before we get into what economists believe mortgage rates will go down, I want to focus on what they think home prices will do in 2025. Fannie Mae believes you'll see a 3% rise in 2025, Freddie Mac a 0.6% rise in 2025, and the MBA, the Mortgage Bankers Association, believes that their prices will rise 2.7% in 2025. So as you can see, most economists believe that home prices will continue to go up. But again, that is for the average all across the US. It's always different market by market, so make sure you're talking to someone who knows what they're talking about specifically for your market. But look at what they think is going to happen for interest rates in 2025. Fannie Mae believes you'll see rates average 5.9%. Mortgage Bankers Association believes you'll see 5.8%. The National Association of Home Builders believe they will see 5.86%. And Wells Fargo thinks that rates will go down to 5.74% in 2025. This is great news for sellers and also for buyers. So again, the vast majority of people who sell their home are going to be buyers as well. So if you are going to sell your home in 2025, and you're getting rid of that 3% interest rate, and you could potentially buy something for 5.75 or even 5.9%, it makes it a little bit easier to stomach and to actually sell your property and move on from it. Key point number 3 for this video is housing inventory. But before I jump into housing inventory, I just want to mention something that is so crucial for you to understand when you are selling your home. The number one thing that you can do when you're selling your property is hire a great real estate agent to represent you that can take you through the process and get you everything or close to everything that you're looking for. And if you don't know a great agent around you and you are thinking about selling and you want me to vet them for you, I have connections all over the US. I'm with a real estate company that has 21,000 agents all across the US and Canada that can help you. And I can find the right person for you that's going to fit your needs, your wants, and your goals. And all you have to do is click that link, scan the QR code, and we'll set up a time to chat. I'll figure out what you want, and then I'll connect you with the right agent. Now let's jump back to the third key point of this video, which is the increase of inventory and the likelihood of inventory increasing in 2025. As interest rates ease, which we've already talked about, more homeowners who were previously holding off may finally decide to list their properties. This will likely increase inventory, creating a more balanced market. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking and saying to yourself is balanced market. I mean, what is the likelihood of a balanced market actually happening in 2025? In order to understand what I mean by saying a balanced market, I don't mean pre-pandemic levels, I mean post-pandemic levels, right? And right now we are in a very unbalanced real estate market with extremely low inventory for the vast majority of the US, with very, very high home prices for the vast majority of the US, and with affordability being so high. So I believe that when interest rates, when they go down, not if, it's when they go down, and when more inventory starts to hit the market, both from existing home sales and from new construction home sales. And I do believe the affordability crisis will be addressed because yes, we are in a crisis now, and whoever gets elected to be president, that has to be a main point for them, is to control affordability and to really go after the things that are making it so hard for so many Americans to just operate their lives. When these things happen, and I do believe that they will happen in 2025, that's really going to start cracking that freeze, the housing freeze that we are in right now. And it's going to bring a little bit more balance to the market. It's not going to be a fully balanced market. I don't know if we can ever really get to a balanced market, which is good for both buyers and sellers. It doesn't really seem to work that way. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, but it potentially is going to bring more balance to the market in 2025. Now, I already talked about the predictions for inventory from some of the major economists in the US, and I do believe we're going to see an increase there. And we have already seen inventory increase across the US. And it's not near where it needs to be, but we have already seen that this year, and it's only going to continue going into 2025. But there's something really important to point out for you when inventory does go up and you are considering selling your home, and you need to hear this. Expect longer days on market and more choices for buyers, which means pricing competitively and staging your home effectively will be key. And I feel like I say that on almost every video, that how you present your home truly matters. How you fix your home and make sure that those small things are addressed. How you stage your home, how you declutter your home, how you present your home to potential buyers is going to mean so much more in 2025 and beyond. Now, I understand that there's always reasons for people wanting to sell as is. Maybe they don't have the ability to fix it up, to stage it, and things like that. But for the vast majority of people, because as is sales are a very small percentage of overall home sales. So that means for the vast majority of people who are selling their homes, presentation matters, and it's going to matter a lot next year. The fourth point that I want to talk about today is buyer preference and regional differences. I've already alluded to the regional differences. All over the US, the vast majority of people are seeing a seller's market still, but there's always these certain regions, these certain pockets throughout the US that are in some kind of different market. Look, my main market is Greater Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right? And then my secondary market is the Pocono Mountains, which is about an hour and a half or 2 hours north of where I am. In my main market, it is a very, very strong seller's market, and home prices are continuing to go up. In the Poconos, it is not a seller's market, and home prices are not continuing to go up. It's more of a neutral market, or even a buyer's market in some areas, because I've seen inventory go up, and I've seen more homes sit on the market for way longer this past year than they have previously. So everywhere is different. So we're talking an hour and a half, 2 hour difference from where I'm at right now, and the market is completely different. So I understand that. The regional differences matter a lot. And also, buyer preference matters a lot as well. Buyer preferences have evolved. More people are looking for flexible spaces, home offices, and properties with outdoor areas. That gives a huge advantage for sellers in 2025. If you can present these things, if your home offers what buyers are looking for, then it's going to appeal to more people, and then you're going to get more showings, and hopefully your home is going to sell for over the asking price, right? That's the goal almost always for all sellers. That's the goal almost always for the majority of sellers. And look, buyers want to be mobile as well. They want to know, and a lot of buyers or would-be buyers are actually deciding to rent now because they understand that they are more mobile when they're renting and they're not tied down, right? So that disparity between home buyers who really want to buy a home or they just turn into renters, like, it's going up. The vast majority of buyers want to actually buy a home, but that's actually starting to change a lot. And I think that's going to have a little bit of an effect in 2025 and beyond, because people want to be able to pack up and move somewhere else and not really be tied down from their home. They don't want to deal with home maintenance. They don't want to deal with taxes and insurance and things like that. They just want to be more flexible, right? So that's something to consider as well. If your home can really offer something that is of value to that potential home buyer that's looking for flexibility and they want a home office or they want a home studio, right? Like, I really want a home studio for all these videos that I create. And if I saw a house that offered something like that, man, I would be really attracted to that. So that is something really important for home sellers to think about moving forward into 2025. I always like to throw in bonus, and this bonus is something you really want to pay attention to. In my opinion, one of the greatest investments that you can make in life besides investing in yourself is investing in real estate. And I know that there are a lot of homeowners out there who are interested in investing in real estate, but they just really don't know where to start, or they just don't know how to get the money. And with the market shifting right? A big shift coming in 2025 with potentially more housing inventory. And I believe that potential is going to be a definite, but it's so hard to actually guarantee that. But that's what I personally believe. With stabilizing home prices, maybe in some areas they're not going to go up so dramatically, and you're even going to be able to negotiate prices down in certain areas, which you can in the Pocono Mountains right now, for instance. I do believe that there's going to be a good opportunity for homeowners to take some of their home equity and actually invest that into purchasing real estate for investment purposes. For homeowners, when rates drop in 2025, it might also be an ideal time to refinance. Look, there are a large portion of homeowners who were home buyers this past year or year and a half, and they have these higher interest rates, and they can potentially refi into lower interest rates, and they can have a lower monthly payment, and that might free up a little bit of capital for them to go and buy a property. Or you can take the home equity. Maybe you aren't considering selling. Maybe you want to just access your home equity as a homeowner and invest that into real estate. And I think there's going to be more opportunities for that in 2025 than there were previously. The housing market in 2025 is set to bring a lot of changes. And if you are a seller, understanding these shifts is very crucial. By pricing right, highlighting the right features, and keeping an eye on interest rates, you can stay ahead and make the most out of this market. Again, if you find yourself needing to sell your property anywhere in the US, you want me to do the hard work to vet the right agent for you, to connect it with someone that is going to help you be successful, just click that link below or scan that QR code, whatever works easier for you. And make sure you stick around for the next video. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me. Look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a great day.